And we are live. Yeah, buddy. It is March 9th, 2020. The Sneed Mobile Tech live stream here for the podcast, the SMT podcast. It is March 9th, 2020. The time of this podcast is 9:25 p.m. It is a pleasure to have you if you're watching here in the live. Welcome to you all. On the way in, please do like and share this video. Please share it to your favorite social medias if you have such things, possibly your Instagram, your Twitter, here on YouTube, maybe on Facebook. However you do that, thank you so much for those considerations. And of course, don't forget to like the video. That helps the channel out quite a bit. Gets this video into the YouTube algorithm, helps me out tremendously. It's good to have you guys if you're watching this on live. And also, big shout out to the replay crew. If you're watching this on replay at a later time, welcome to you and thank you for watching. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll start with intros. We'll kind of greet everybody as they come into the live. So as you are coming in, do say hello to the SMT and please do not forget, like and share the video. Thank you so much in advance for those considerations. My lead moderator, the big homie himself, Rafi, thank you for being here, sir. Appreciate you so very much. Glad to have you tonight, and thank you for taking care of business with the big blue wrench. Thank you, sir. Your efforts are greatly appreciated. Welcome to you. Kenny Player is in the house. It's good to have you, sir. Jarrett is here. Joeseph also here. Yep, Joeseph. A lot of people have been asking me to go live, and I was initially trying to go live yesterday. Too much was going on. A lot of things happening that I couldn't get on. So we're here now, right? And I wasn't even going to go on live today. I mean, it's just late. But I can give you guys a solid 30 minutes, out of a podcast. So let's go ahead and do that. Lou Don pre-ordered the S20 Ultra. The S20, I've yet to receive them from AT&T. Cancel. Oh, wow. All right. So when you pussyfoot around, that's what happens. You got to make your moves, right? Nathan, good to have you, sir. Stacey's here. Good to have you guys. Hey, D-Gaff, what's up, brother? Longtime friend and supporter of the channel. Ram, hey man, made it on for you, buddy. I know you were asking earlier, so good to have you on as well. All right, awesome, good audio and video. Thank you, sir. Zach, watching from the gym on AT&T. Solid, good to have you. Mike West, what up, bruh? Tech loving mama, what's happening? Hope you are doing well, and thanks for stopping by tonight. One of the ladies at Tech, Marine Corvette. Sir. You got to do it official. What's up, Caleb? What's happening, man? Friend of the show, Product 202. Yo. Cesar is here. We got a couple of Cesars in the community. I want to say at least 2, maybe 3. It's good to have all the Cesars. Gina's here. How do you thumbs up when live? All right, so you got to X out of the live chat, and then you'll have the options to do a thumbs up. Yeah, Mike, tell him. Troy is here, longtime friend of the show. ACDC is here. The homie Scoop is in the house, taking care of business. Appreciate all that you did for me in the last 24 hours, man. Thanks, bro. Colin is here. John, my dude. What's happening? All right. Good to have you, man. Thought you were live last night. No, I didn't get a chance to do it. Joseph, what up? Mr. X, the most generous person I know. Thanks for all that you've done for the channel. Thank you for supporting me, and it is a pleasure to have you. Thanks for being here. Brandon says, do you think T-Mobile TV will kill its TV future plans? I don't think so, actually. I think with the merger, it really bolsters the opportunity to capitalize on TV. Just depends on when. It's really a timing thing. Bob, good to have you on, sir. Tech Love and Mama, I'm excellent. I actually took a nap today after the gym. I couldn't take it. I had to sleep. So I slept off a little bit of a rut. I'm feeling a little bit better, just a little groggy, but I'm cooking now. I feel pretty good. Lil Easy's here. Get an S10 Plus. Don't need 5G yet. Can't blame you, and you're probably going to get a hell of a price on that S10 Plus. So can't blame you there. Hey, what's up? I think it's I67 Swap 1. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for supporting me. Appreciate you watching. George Regas is in the house. Watching from the Ultra. Activated today. Will there be the same level of donations? I don't know. Man. You think about the donations from the last episode. That's a tough act to follow. I don't know if that could even happen. All right. Is on Twitter snapping out a T-Mobile. I know they leave themselves too susceptible to that sometimes. Yeah, Tech Lover Mom is in the house. Cesar, hey, my brother, how are you, man? Good to have you on. Got that blue wrench, but I'm watching tonight as a fan. Thanks, man. Appreciate you holding it down. Leave invisible in a few weeks because I read a lot of negative posts on Facebook. Well, how is it for you, Gene? You know, you can have all the negative posts and reviews, but if it's working for you, why would you leave? So I would probably consider that. My brother Qais, what up? The homie, patron supporter. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Life is good, man. John says, if I have an AT&T S20 and I decide to swap to a T-Mobile SIM, will I get that T-Mobile bootloader? I don't know. I'd have to see I guess we'd have to find out because the firmware previously, generations like the S9 and stuff like that, they would always update upon the SIM that you'd put in there. So I'm not sure. Not sure what they're doing. We need to get the latest insider updates from Caleb. Yeah, Caleb, he knows his stuff when it comes to the network. Dude's in it, you know. Oh, thanks, Donald. Appreciate you, man. Mr. Two-Phone General himself. Good to have you on, sir. T-Mobile's uncarrier move. You know what, Ram? I don't know, man. I have my guesses. I have what I think is going to happen, but I mean, it's purely conjecture and speculation. I can't say that I have any inside information. I don't think anybody does, you know. May switch to Wing at $55 a month for unlimited or AT&T prepaid. I mean, those are all legit options. Thinking about buying a tablet, need an update from SMT. AT&T shutting down their 3G GSM network. Not for a while, so you've still got some time. Got a couple of years before they shut it down. As for the tablet, the only tablets I can recommend are iPads because they get support. The Android side of tablets is not enjoyable. What's new? Who's who? What's up, buddy? Good to have you on, Mav. The nation. I know they were, Bob. It was crazy. It was nuts. Visible sucks. The network is static and choppy. Customer care is horrible. Twitter is the best way to get connected there. Big shout out to Mr. X, y'all. Mr. Paul Boyd, it is good to have you on. Evening Sneed and all the big wrench. Can't believe Samsung Galaxy Fold still has not received Android 10 update. I can't say I'm surprised, actually. That's just not Samsung's thing. They just don't do the updates very well. Security patches, yes. The software updates, like operating system, not so much. Yeah, Ron, what's up, brother? The homie Ron, big time supporter of the channel. Thanks for being here, buddy. My Note 10 Plus was unlocked. I don't do carrier models personally. I don't like being tied down for that purpose. But it was running a firmware version that updates to whatever carrier SIM you put in. So, you know, it'll restart once you put in a Verizon SIM, or it'll restart if you put in a T-Mobile SIM. Whatever the carrier's firmware is required, it'll switch. It just does a reboot. What's up, Matt Dub, longtime friend and supporter of the show. Good to have you, sir. And I do remind you guys, if at any time you would like to make a thoughtful donation to the SMT YouTube channel, you could do so with the PayPal donation link. There's a PayPal share link in the description box. And we also have super chats. They are activated. If you decide you want to do so, don't ever feel obligated to donate. But if you would like to, you can do that. Get a special shout out and a celebratory high five from the SMT. My daily side is here. T-Mobile 3G. Man, are they still operating that stuff? I think they are. What's up, my daily side? Good to have you on. Tweeted visible, but they lie like the other carriers do. No surprises there. Yeah. Thank you, Cesar. Appreciate you looking out, reminding everybody what's up and what's happening. My dude, Frankie Castro. What's happening, bud? T-Mobile and Sprint merger going to be. It's wrapping up in April. Maybe I'll give you guys a quick update on that tomorrow. A lot of people asking about the T-Mobile and Sprint merger. I thought I was pretty clear in my last video. Maybe I'll go ahead and do a quick video tonight and upload it tomorrow morning. Just because everybody's been asking so many questions about it. I don't know. I thought I put some closure to it the last time on the last video. Try the Samsung S20 Plus, but it's expensive. It is. Coverage your market. Sure. That's exactly what I would do. Always buy unlocked. Can't argue there. Can't argue there. What's gonna happen to the Samsung Galaxy phones? I don't know. Can't really speculate. I don't want to feed into the paranoia. Unlocked is the way to go. I agree with you, Steve. Sure. Absolutely. Steamobile rides again. I'll tell you what, Paul, this week, either tomorrow or, well, tomorrow will be Tuesday. Tomorrow or Wednesday, I'll go ahead and I'll do a Steamobile live stream. I'll do that for you guys. Don't Android OS updates unless it's for Google. Still need to go through the carriers. Yeah, because they kind of tweak it. They do their little rendition with like different bloatware and modifications. It's kind of annoying, actually. I hate that. I know you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. Yeah. Hey, Jose, what's up, bro? Appreciate you being here, man. Is your co-host jumping on the podcast? No co-host today. I'm rolling solo. No reason, just going solo, you know. There. Looking at a regular S20 for $700. That's a pretty good price. I mean, it's $1,000 phone. What's poppin', Dave? It's happening. What's poppin'? The popcorn, man. Sneed Mobile MVNO, do it. I needed Carlos's help probably. All right, let me go ahead and get to the community stuff. Let's do this quickly. We got 78 in the live. It is a pleasure to have you. If you could, please like this video on your way in and do say hello to the SMT and share this to your favorite social medias and other connected communities. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you know. Let's start first in the description box. These are all the things that we got going on with the community. First of all, the SMT Patreon page. We have $1, $2, and $3 tiers to support production here on the YouTube channel and to get exclusive access to different types of content, videos, perks, interactions, and extra live streams. Join a community of like-minded network and tech enthusiasts. I would like to formally welcome a couple of people to the channel. The newest Patreon members, I believe we have 2 Patreon members, brand new, just added. We have Carlos and we have Jason. We're glad to have you guys, the two newest members of the Patreon page. Also in the description box, we have the second channel link, Sneed Mobile Tech live streams, where all of our live streams and podcasts get archived and kind of cataloged there for replay. So please do go over there and subscribe to that channel, and you'll know whenever all these get uploaded for replay. Also, we have the Sneed Tech Twitter handle at Sneed Tech, and of course, Megadon.net. Never need another social media platform ever again. No algorithms, no ads, no tracking. Take your social media security more seriously. Megadon.net, supporter of the SMT. All right, so that being said, what I want to do with today's podcast is pretty simple. I want to talk about what T-Mobile has been doing. I know a lot of you are T-Mobile supporters, T-Mobile customers, so it's pertinent and relative to you. Also, for those of you that are Verizon customers or AT&T customers, you always want to know what's going on with the competition. The one thing I will say about what T-Mobile is doing is T-Mobile is finally making moves that I think make sense. Really, the only thing that has prevented T-Mobile from doing more is the fact that they've always been a small-scale company. They've been the little guy. They've been the underdog. T-Mobile is the type of company that has basically risen from the ashes like a phoenix. And they did so on the heels of a very aggressive, a very high-energy marketing scheme. And it was pushed forward by their CEO, John Legere. But at some point, you knew that steam was going to eventually die down, and that's probably what's happening. The uncarrier mantra, I think a lot of the characteristics of the uncarrier and magenta and the colors and all this, the marketing scheme, it's going to start to subside, and it's going to be taking a back seat. It's not going to change who T-Mobile was, but it is going to change who T-Mobile is. So when you guys think of T-Mobile, it's going to be changing in the future. It's not going to be the same company, and we're already starting to see that. They've become a little bit more corporate over the last several months during the merger. They've already started to do job cuts. They've already, laid people off. Expect some more of that. In fact, expect it to get worse before it gets better. That just seems to be the way that mergers are. I do want to say to anybody who thinks that T-Mobile is different when it comes to how they operate with mergers, that's simply not the case. T-Mobile is the same as Verizon. They are the same as AT&T. They're the same as Sprint was in terms of job cuts. If they have to downsize for their operations, that's what they're going to do. There's nothing strange about it, but a lot of people think that T-Mobile is different. But the more we think they're different, the more they are the same. And nothing is more clear than what they are doing currently to prepare for the merger. So what I want to do in today's video is I want to talk about T-Mobile's decisions over the course of the last several months, and then what they're kind of currently doing, and then what we expect them to do moving forward. I'll talk a little bit about what I would like to see them do and what I feel they need to do in order to be successful in the future in competing with Verizon and AT&T on a grand scale. Actually, I feel like T-Mobile has an advantage in a couple of areas over Verizon and AT&T. There's not many areas where T-Mobile has the advantage over them. But the one thing that I will say is that I do think that T-Mobile can really catch up over the next 2 years, because there's only so much that Verizon can do. There's only so many tower sites you can put up. There's only so many microcells you can put up and tower site upgrades, that really Verizon's kind of strapped with DSS as their only viable option moving forward until probably the end of 2021. So if T-Mobile wants to compete with Verizon, and that's their kind of their ghost that they're chasing, they actually can do it. They can close the gap. I don't know if they can pass Verizon. In fact, I highly doubt it. You just look at the spending, right? Follow the money. But they can close the gap. I am not going to say that they can't. It just needs more spending. I'll talk more about that later. Anyways, the first thing I want to do with today's podcast is talk a little bit about what T-Mobile did with the merger. So basically, the merger was a great decision. T-Mobile had to do it. There was no way that they were going to be able to sustain further organic growth. It's just not there. They've literally added 50 million customers over the course of the last 7 to 8 years. The growth has been phenomenal. It's been exponential. It's truly astonishing. They were able to do it by being different than Verizon and AT&T, and even to a lesser extent, but still, Sprint. T-Mobile basically took a lot of the disgruntled customers from AT&T, a lot of the pissed off customers from Verizon, and a lot of the not so pleased customers of Sprint. They took all of them, right? All the organic growth, for the most part, has gone to T-Mobile, and it's been tens of millions. It's been 5, 6, 7 million every year. It's been 1+ million subscribers every quarter for the last 7 or 8 years. And at this point, it's gotten to the level where T-Mobile knows, and they've already been advised by marketing firms. They've already been advised by experts that say, you're not going to get any more organic growth. That's it. Merger is required if you're going to move forward in the future. So that being said, a merger was inevitable, and they really had to get it done if they were going to compete large scale with Verizon and AT&T on a national scale. The thing about the spectrum holdings that T-Mobile has is they still have AWS that has not been rolled out and deployed. They still have tons of 600 megahertz that has not been deployed. There's still room for improvement there. I also think their spending has to change. I think they have to spend more money, regardless of what it takes. I think Deutsche Telekom knows that you cannot compete with Verizon and AT&T, who are spending upwards of $20 billion annually. AT&T cut their spending this year, and it's still higher than $20 billion. Verizon cut their spending a little bit. Last year, they spent $18 billion. They're still spending $17 billion. And it's not even a traditional 5G year. A traditional 5G year is going to be something more like next year. A traditional 5G year is going to be more like 2022, 2023. But in the preparation for 5G, they know the spending has to be there. And Verizon and AT&T are upgrading for the future. A lot of the infrastructure and the tower sites they're upgrading, it's all going to be software-based upgrades. It's going to be a lot of DSS stuff. T-Mobile has to follow suit. They got to do the same things. So what we've seen with market share has been fantastic. What we've seen by combining with Sprint offers them power and market share. It brings together the consolidation of money for spending. If Sprint can bring 4 to 5 billion to the table and T-Mobile brings about 10 billion to the table, and we're talking about 15 billion in spending, this is a legitimate opportunity to close the gap between T-Mobile and AT&T and T-Mobile and Verizon. And believe you me, I think T-Mobile is shooting for Verizon. I don't think they're shooting for AT&T. I think they want to pass AT&T. And AT&T is kind of distracted by other stuff too. So it's more likely that I think T-Mobile passes AT&T based on the way the businesses are constructed. Verizon is all in on its network. They do have Fios and stuff, but it's secondary and ancillary. Their focus is their mobile network. I think part of what T-Mobile has to keep in mind is AT&T finished its low-band spectrum deployment. Verizon finished its low-band spectrum deployment as well. In fact, AT&T wasn't even satisfied. They went and got the Band 14 contract with FirstNet, and they're going to continue low-band deployment. So you've got a situation where T-Mobile is still playing catch-up in LTE, and they're focusing on low-band 5G. But if we're going to be honest and we're going to be truthful and objective, and this is not a slight at T-Mobile, but the fact of the matter still remains that their low band is not complete. They still have not, I don't even know if they've really hit 50% of the country with their 600 megahertz. I don't think they have. I think part of the reason why people are aggravated with what T-Mobile is doing from the marketing side is their marketing and their pushing of their 5G doesn't match their actual performance on their 5G. In fact, performance on 5G is kind of an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense. How are you going to talk about network performance when you're only rolling out low-band 5G? It's very limited. They usually only have 20 megahertz to download in most markets in terms of low band. In some areas, they've only rolled out 10 megahertz to download. So it's a situation where their network's not performing according to their marketing. If they were quiet about their low band 5G, if they were more subtle about it, if they were honest about it, they wouldn't be so loud. They wouldn't be promoting it, but they're trying to, write checks that they can't cash. They need more of it. They need to aggressively roll it out. So we know that. Anybody who's subscribed to my channel, anybody who's objective knows that. And it's not a slight at T-Mobile. It's just their marketing doesn't match their real world performance, which I think is where a lot of people get frustrated with T-Mobile. So they've got to continue to push out 600 megahertz. That's at a bare minimum. In fact, I would argue that T-Mobile should probably roll out $6 billion in deployments just for 600 megahertz. So that's not even including Band 66 AWS support to help with congestion. That's not even including millimeter wave deployments where they should be competing with Verizon. If Verizon is their ghost that they're chasing, they need to do some of the same things, especially with DSS. Big shout out to Cesar Barajas with the super chat. Will Sprint add more 5G cities before the merger? Yes, and I will definitely think that they would do it because it's been planned, and because Sprint is still a part of the new T-Mobile, their deployments and their expanded network helps them out, right? They're 24% owner in the new T-Mobile in terms of operations. Why wouldn't they want to upgrade their network? Why wouldn't they want to bolster it? So, that being said, I think Neville's a little bit disingenuous when he says things like, we don't need DSS and DSS isn't going to work and stuff like that. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't believe what he's saying. I don't think a lot of people believe in what he's saying, at least not network experts, at least not objective consumers. We know that what he's doing is he's trying to make Verizon look lesser than who they are. But if you look at the last 20 years, I mean, who's who in the market, right? T-Mobile's chasing Verizon. T-Mobile is chasing AT&T. And I think they can compete legitimately in the future, but they're still chasing them. They don't have the LTE footprint, but they're getting there. And we just can't buy into the fact that what they're saying and what they're doing are two different things. So I expect eventually T-Mobile will go in big on DSS, whether Neville Ray is going to disclose it or not. Whatever he wants to say is not what they're going to do. I think eventually they do. I also think that 600 megahertz, the focus should be LTE. The handhelds are simply not there to want to continue to push towards the 5G NR. And the configuration of the network, it just doesn't make sense. It's not performing as it should in a lot of markets. So I think the focus should be LTE so they can help most of the customers as opposed to a 5G icon that cannot be the focus for the network. Cesar, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. I think with what T-Mobile did was they kind of fell for the okie doke. T-Mobile became who they didn't want to be, but they knew they had to do it. Like Verizon was touting millimeter wave. We got 5G in all these cities and we got them in all these locations. And AT&T is pushing 5G, right? We got enterprise, we got low band. And then T-Mobile's like, yeah, we got to do the same thing. And they kind of fell for it in a way. They fell for the trap. Their 5G network was not ready. And they said that it was. And they told people we've got reach and they've got all these dead spots. And instead of being honest and, truthful about the issue, the only people who are honest and truthful about T-Mobile's 5G are the customers who say, I'm not happy with what I got. The brother Tana Solet, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the kind and generous donation, my dude. Thank you. And for those of you that are into network tech, including smartphone reviews, service reviews, the brother Tana Solet, great channel. I've been subscribed for a while, and I've been a huge supporter of his channel. And thank you for supporting me, sir. Appreciate you. The one thing I will also say about what T-Mobile's got to do, and this has to be like ASAP, right? Like they got to do this like right now, like immediately. They've got to continue to allow the Sprint side of the network. I'm just calling this the Sprint side. What Sprint brings to the table in the 2.5 gigahertz. They've got to continue to do what Sprint was doing for the last year or two, which is improving the network. So upgrading tower sites with massive MIMO antennas, the 2.5 gigahertz deployment should be the focus because that's going to be a game changer for 5G. So how does T-Mobile become a more legitimate threat to Verizon, since that's who they're chasing? It's going to have to be the 2.5 gigahertz, but you're not going to do it on a $6 billion budget. The $6 billion budget should be towards existing spectrum. So that should be the 600 megahertz. I think Sprint should also be bringing a sizable amount of money to the table. Maybe bring $5 billion to the table to be able to push the 2.5 continuously. So while you're upgrading 600 megahertz and getting coverage, you're also upgrading and dealing with the congestion issues using 2.5 in standalone services for 5G. And the last thing I'll say, and today I got a tweet from Neville Ray. He tweeted at me. He responded to what I was saying. He said that AWS, their band 66, which is, I don't think you guys realize this, the last 5 years of mobile networks has been saved by band 66. This is a subset or a superset of band 4. It's literally given us the capacity to be able to watch videos on our phones without disruption. 480p, 720p, 1080p. It's all because of band 66. I don't care what anybody says. If you're on Verizon, if you're on AT&T, if you are on T-Mobile, you are most likely taking advantage of band 66 that is giving you solid video playback. So in my honest opinion, and if you guys want to hear it truthful from the SMT, band 66 has been the hero band for LTE for the last 5 years. And without it, I don't know where we'd be. And to be more specific, the fact that Neville said that there's nothing in the works for band 66 is alarming because band 41 is going to be a 5G band. They're going to go all standalone for that, right? So that being said, I'm concerned. I mean, band 66 has made your network usable. Why wouldn't you continue to build that way? So I'm a little concerned there. The $6.2 billion that T-Mobile brings to the table, Sprint's bringing about $3 to $3.5 billion to the table. I think they should be putting more to it. Collectively, they're at about $9 or $10 billion. I would like to see them closer to the $15 billion mark. All right, so they can really make some noise. Slap half of that towards, band 71, slap the other half towards 2.5, and I think you're in good shape. And address some of the band 66 congestion issues that can really help. So, I've said time and time again, what T-Mobile does is they rely, T-Mobile doesn't have true band 66. Well, Ron, what do you want to call it then? It's band 4. What do you want to call it, right? It's been really, really important. I mean, it's really saved the day for AT&T and Verizon. I'll tell you that. I mean, now AT&T has banned 30 and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been crucial for T-Mobile, for Verizon, and AT&T. They've needed it. I mean, think about it. Like if you're watching me right now in 720p and you're on LTE, it's probably because of band 66. So, and in case, you haven't really caught on to like my whole discussion here and talking about the networks, it's really about making the network more capacitive. You're going to be taking all the Sprint customers, which add up to about 50 million subscribers, and you've got 86 or 87 million on the T-Mobile side. You're combining the same capacity as what AT&T is serving and what Verizon is serving. And let's be clear, Sprint customers and especially T-Mobile customers are some of the most data hungry customers nationally. You got to keep in mind T-Mobile's thing since day one, since they were the first company to offer unlimited in that second push of unlimited. They brought it back. So customers on T-Mobile have had unlimited data for a long time, and the customers take advantage of that. The new T-Mobile network is going to have to be capacitive. That's why I think that the AWS and the 2.5 that Sprint and T-Mobile bring collectively as a team, as a conglomerate, is going to be so important for their capacity. I want to welcome Paul Boyd as the newest member of the Patreon page. Thank you for your support. Big shout out to Paul Boyd, the newest Patreon member. So thank you for that. Remember, you guys can become Patreon members. We've got $1, $2, and $3 tiers. You support production here on the channel, as well as get exclusive content and perks and live streams on the Patreon page. So a lot to be excited for. I've got some really good content up and coming on the Patreon page, so we'd be excited to have you, and we welcome you with open arms to the community. All right, so let's see what's going on in the live chat after I just kind of like spoke for like 15, 20 minutes. Bobby, I'm good, man. Good to have you on, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Looks like Tana's yucking it up in the live chat. Good to see you guys having fun. Really looking forward to Sprint Band 41, 5G mid-band to be fully deployed nationwide and in steroids on Spectrum. 30 by 30 by 30. Nice. Yeah, that should really bolster. But the thing is, it's all going to be 5G. So they're not going to be looking at LTE for Band 41. Try next month to become a patron. I'll have to do lots of online survey to save up first. Oh, wow. Remember, $1 is all it takes. $1. We've got $1, $2, and $3 tiers. Again, it's ancillary, it's secondary. It's by no way, shape, or form an obligation, but it's just something that I like to offer. It supports the channel, but it gives you guys a little bit extra. If you like what I'm doing with the channel, it gets you, I guess, next level access to stuff that I cover here on the channel. T-Mobile only needs DSS on low band. They will have plenty of mid band for LTE and 5G. Disagree. I think DSS is mandatory on all spectrum types. I think you have to do DSS for everything. Maybe not millimeter wave. That wouldn't make any sense. But, mid-band, 100%. DSS, 100%. What's up, KMLE? Good to have you on. Glad you could stop by tonight. My thoughts exactly. Yeah, band 41, man. Now I'm on band 66. Faster where I go. Tank Dog, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. We got the tier 3 Super SMT, Gene. That's right. Eric, what's up, man? Good to have you on. I think it just jumped here. Hey, thanks for the compliment, Gene. Appreciate you. Band 30 has been pretty banging in my house. Band 30 is fantastic. Huge capacity band. For sure. Yo, Sneed, I'm going to hit your Discord up. Want to send you some Cash App, bro. I might have Cash App. I'm not sure. I have a PayPal donation link. That's in the description box, or you can send a super chat. I think I do have Cash App. I don't know, man. There's just so many different things. Like how many different like financial apps can you have like for sending and receiving money? Do you think Spectrum Mobile will have 5G in the future? Well, Spectrum Mobile's it's a Verizon MVNO, And I just don't know. I mean, maybe mid-band when they get CBRS. I wouldn't expect Spectrum Mobile to have 5G from Verizon until probably like 2023, 2022 at the earliest. They probably won't get access to their millimeter wave. They might, but probably not. But they might do their own standalone 5G too, So we'll see. Hopefully the merge will help Sprint's reception. Yeah, Tana, they have no low band. The spectrum that reaches far, they don't have much of it. T-Mobile has a lot of it, but they don't have a lot of it deployed. So we'll see what happens there. It should be their focus. Not sure where Carlos is. I'm just kind of rolling solo today. Dave says, I worked for T-Mobile for 2 years. I was certain on which direction the company was going. I recently left my job to work for another carrier. Oh, wow, man. Hey, Matt, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Glad you like the show. Put the money where the mouse is. You ain't lying, bruh. T-Mobile has the best spectrum asset is they spend the money. Yeah, the 2.5 is important. I mean, if we're moving towards 5G, I think you're right, Ronald, for sure. 3G, Razor, Verizon. Xfinity Mobile will have 5G next month. It might. So is it their own 5G or do they have 5G through Verizon's access? I'm gonna have to look into that. Wow, because what Verizon's gonna do with 5G is they're gonna be doing DSS, so that'll be their mid band for sure. 10, I'd love to know the details on that. I mean, I do get pretty technical, but I would love to know some details on that. I know you've got some videos and some coverage on Spectrum or Xfinity Mobile, I should say. T-Mobile have a hard time deploying Sprint's 5G network. They use different technology. Sprint's 5G is MIMO. Shouldn't make a difference. Shouldn't make a difference at all. We'll try 1 or 2 tower climbs upgrades. Try to do as much as they can with each visit. If only everything was just single climb, right, for the efficiency. Wish it was that easy. Tested Verizon 5G in Manhattan last week. Speeds were crazy, stupid fast, but the coverage, Sprint 5G is a much better deal. Mid-band is the way to go. I'm all for it. I mean, I understand millimeter wave's application, but I also understand its limitation. 209 in the live? What? We got 209. What's up, everybody? Please do like this video on the way in. There's a lot of people in here. 209. If that's right, I have no idea. What do we got here? Checked with T-Mobile. I live in Detroit metro area, and they're going to have 5G this month. Okay, good. Got some upgrades coming. T-Mobile is failing because of use need. Yeah, glad to do it, man. I'm glad to help them fail. I think Verizon will dump Visible in the next couple of years. I think it's actually doing pretty successful. It's keeping money coming in on the prepaid side. Jarrett says, hopefully Mike Sievert can pull some magic out of a hat, find some money to do the 5G and LTE rollout. Well, they have no options. I mean, you don't purchase you don't merge with a company like Sprint with all those assets just to sit around and hoard spectrum. They've got to deploy it if they're going to compete. What's up, Cosmetic Stu? WTF to you as well. I have 203. Yeah, I see 236. It is a pleasure to have you all. Thank you guys for being here. Please like and share this video on your way in, and do say hello to the SMT. MIMO, 4x4 MIMO, massive MIMO can both be used for LTE and 5G. Yes, sir, that is true. Smash that like button. Thank you, Mr. 2 phones for free. Billy Tudor is in the house. Thanks for stopping by. I go to Detroit on 5G for vacation. What's up, JC? It's good to have you. Updating 222 as of 10:03. Yeah, buddy. All right, DGAF. Appreciate the update. Thank you. We got a super chat. Let's celebrate 209. Mr. X with the super chat donation. Thank you for the generous and kind donation. Holy cow, the numbers are rising. Hey, man, it's good to have you guys here. Glad you could stop by tonight. Thank you for being here again. I know, I'm trying to keep up with everything. I know, Mr. X, man, he's really nice. He's very generous. Thank you for those donations. 249 watching. I got like 182. I don't know. I don't know, man. Everybody came to watch the guy who looks like DJ Khaled. They think just because it's like, a dude's got a beard, he looks like DJ Khaled. I still don't know why the FCC started with millimeter wave. You know what, Ronald? I know why. The reason why is because the mid-band wasn't ready. CBRS, C-band was not ready. You had to decommission that from satellite. So that's why. Noah, what up? Millimeter wave has no place in the wireless market. Customers want to be mobile, not standing one place under a node. So actually, there is a place for millimeter wave, and it's mostly enterprise. It's not really consumer side. Freedom Pop shut down when the Sprint merged. No, from what I understand, they're still going to be supported on their MVNO deal. Ooh, Monday live chat. I'll have to check that out. Roscoe, you're the only guy I listen to catch up on what's happening with the networks for phones. Roscoe, I appreciate you watching, and thank you for supporting the channel. Much appreciated. Didn't you do slow cooker Sunday yesterday with John? Never. I would never do a slow cooker with John. Why would I want to do that? Because then, like people would think like I'm affiliated with T-Mobile, and that's the last thing I want to do. Well, I'm glad you're doing Noah, man. Glad you're doing good, bud. Philip, my dude, AT&T needs to get rid of TV. TV can be profitable if you do it right. I don't know about their vision. I think they eventually probably have to split up their TV and their mobility, like completely separate the business, and they have to allocate spending separately and literally operate the segments of the business completely unique and away from each other. I think that's the problem. AT&T is like, they try to do too much as a company and they don't focus on any one thing. Should I switch to Android from Apple? No, not if you like Apple. Stick with Apple if you like them. If you like Android, then go that way. Sprint will be gone when they merge this April. They will be the new T-Mobile, so they wouldn't necessarily be gone. The name wouldn't be present. Let's see here. Houston, Texas to do speed tests with Verizon AT. I hear they're both really good there. On band 66 right now. 60 down and 18 up, and that's pretty standard. Usually when I'm connected to band 66, when it aggregates with everything else, I'm getting speeds like 100 plus. Verizon's plan for rural America and 5G, DSS. If they're doing 5G, it's going to be DSS. And they're really not going to focus on 5G in rural. I don't think so. In suburbia, they might, but probably not in rural America. I don't think so. But they'll be bolstering LTE. They just won't do 5G. Mr. Tiny, what is up, my dude? Thanks for stopping by. Ace Need, will you ever going to make your own cell phone carrier? I don't think so, man. I can see you enjoying a slow cut. Oh, man, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be known as like his right hand or anything, bro. He don't need to do a darn slow cooker about how to work. Google Fi needs to get AT&T. I think Google Fi needs to open up with Verizon. I think that's probably the way to go. I don't know about AT&T. They're really bad about MVNO stuff recently. I'll cover a video on that this week. It'll probably start as a Patreon early access, and then I'll release it to the YouTube side. iPhone XS for AT&T, unlocked dual SIM phone for my friend that gave it to me when he did not need it. That is one heck of a friend, because he could have sold that thing and made good money. Lack of focus is what killed Sprint. Too many directions at one time and lack of cash. I don't know if it was lack of focus. I think it was bad investments. I think execution, but I don't know if it was lack of focus per se. The lack of cash was a result of them wasting money. All the failed investments, if you think about it. I know. See, Noah, I get those type of speeds too on band 66. I get excellent speeds with visible. Philip, you must live in a good Verizon market. Caleb, welcome back, buddy. AT&T is getting rid of 3G and not 4G. They're good. Yeah, they'll be reducing their reliance on 3G. Cesar says when T-Mobile Sprint merger will change the company name. It's just going to be T-Mobile, so that's all it's going to be. Needs to get out of the wireless carrier business. Google Fi sucks. Actually, I like Google Fi. I just don't think their pricing is very good. I think that could be improved. Babysitting the girlfriend's kids. I hope they're good for you, man. Google made an announcement today about teaming up with AT&T, and I thought AT&T would be a new Google Fi partner, but it was just some cloud corporate thing. Got my hopes up too fast. Hey, you never know. Things could open up later. You never know. You never know. AT&T is repeating cable's biggest mistake. Stick with your favorite streaming service. Google Fi should be the fourth carrier. I mean, they're an option. I just don't think their pricing is good enough for people to take seriously. Marky Mark says, does anyone know if T-Mobile's unlimited data prepaid throttle Has anyone experienced being throttled? I do believe they manage it pretty heavily. Spoke to AT&T today about AT&T TV. They told me if you're not an AT&T mobile customer, it will cost you to have the service. But if you're an AT&T customer, it will not cost you that much. I'd be curious to see what the pricing is on that. How much do you think the merger taking so long could hurt T-Mobile? Here's why I don't think the merger actually hurt T-Mobile in terms of timing. They're only spending $6 billion on their network. They're not in a rush to build out. If they were in a rush, they'd be spending $15 billion, not $6 billion. So actually, I don't think it matters that it's being delayed or it's taking time. Yesterday, I've gone to T-Mobile and wanted the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and they said they don't have any because of... Really? All right. I've heard of that, but I didn't know if that was confirmed. Do you think Dish will be able to compete? Will they be the new Sprint or better? David, they got a chance to really do some great things. Number one, they are going to focus on 5G standalone. That is going to be the focus of their build. They're not building LTE. They're not building out a 4G network. They're going to focus directly on 5G. They're also going to have an MVNO for LTE access. So they're going to be on the new T-Mobile network. They're also going to have 5G access on the new T-Mobile network. They can also lease and do an MVNO subcontracting through the new T-Mobile network. So they could sell their own service. They could sell prepaid service. They could have Boost going on. They could triple dip, essentially. There's a lot of potential there. I think it all depends on Charlie Ergen, what his business focus is, and how successful he is going to be a measure of what he can do in terms of becoming this multi, dynamo of a carrier, prepaid, postpaid, and 5G. SMT, when Cali opts out of the merger, does that mean all T's network will be decommissioned? No, actually, what it means is if let's say they weren't to approve, which they will, but if they weren't to approve, then Sprint and T-Mobile would operate separately in California. And honestly, if I was the new T-Mobile network, I would just completely decommission every site and power it off until the commission approved. That's what I would do. Sorry, I have T-Mobile. You might know that. Yeah, a lot of people have T-Mobile. 87 million people do. What's up, Rich? How will T-Mobile improve Sprint service in West Virginia? I think just the added sites gives better access, Philip says DC. AT&T needs a DAS tower at my local mall because I only get 4G and Verizon has LT. I'm surprised it's not very good. The homie CEO of a longtime supporter and friend, I salute you, sir. Thank you for being here. Oh, man, I'm really behind. Wings started capping users at 30 gigs, suspending their data, offering to move high data usage customers to their new T-Mobile plan. I just caught wind of that in the last couple of days. It's pretty crazy. Verizon is insanely great here. Yeah, they got good coverage. Feye is good. Pricing is meh. Agreed, Scoop. How will Sprint service improve in Michigan? I think what's going to happen there is, from what I understand, there's parts of Michigan that have very good T-Mobile service. That should really help a lot of the previous Sprint customers. Last year, when I traveled to Houston, Texas, AT&T dropped to HSPA on I-45 South. I wonder if they've upgraded the sites since. What's your take on AT&T TV? Not my thing, man. I'm living the Hulu Live life. Sling's the way to go for cord cuts. Sling's pretty good too. I agree. Michael, in the Cleveland area, T-Mobile's throttling on prepaid is not prepaid proper, but on the Metro side, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I know, Scoop. I know you're on the Feye. You're a big fan of that. I mean, it's good. I mean, if it's a secondary line, it's kind of cool. But primary, I just think the pricing is kind of, leaves a lot to be desired, Not really truly unlimited the way we think. Roman. T-Mobile is the only network who has 4G in my home. The other big three don't have any LTE in my home. Sprint had 100 megs, but inside it, wow, holy crap. What is your house made out of, man? Like concrete? Sheesh. That's a pretty severe drop. Might take my Note 10 plus 5G to visible. Man, there goes that 5G out the window. $100 for 200 channels. That's pretty good. But the thing about that cost is it's going to go up after year one. Like double. 400 megs on AT&T in Dallas. Wow, it's fast. AT&T can improve in Arlington. That's AT&T's stomping grounds, though. It's like their home region. Who else is in here? Let's see here. Matt says send you $5 through PayPal. Hey, thanks, man. If you're gonna send a $5 super chat by PayPal, thank you for those considerations. Appreciate you. What does CLR for Band 5 stand for? CLR? I'm not sure. Maybe Caleb knows. YouTube TV looks good. I use YouTube TV. I like it. I like Hulu and YouTube TV. I think those are good offerings. When do you think Dish is going to take over Sprint's prepaid companies? As soon as the merger closes. It's pretty much official. I get LTE with AT&T, 73 megs with full bars. Gotcha. Pretty good coverage. Sprint has been throttling here in Michigan. Must be some capacity issues there. Do you think T-Mobile will dump Metro after merger? Nope. That's their cash cow when it comes to prepaid. I had to leave for a second. Did you get a chance to read my question? I'm not sure. I think I did. But I don't remember what it was. Sorry. Does not have 5G, and I don't think we'll ever. I don't think so either. I think you're right. AT&T has 5G in Dallas. Sure do. I can't wait to get my grubby mitts on the LG V60. Miss having an LG. I'm excited about that phone, actually. That one and the OnePlus 8. I'm very excited about those. Last episode of Slow Cooker Sunday is March 22nd. John is retiring the show. Yeah, good for him, man. He's moving on. Apple Watts. Oh, you didn't miss anything, man. We're here. Get in here, bro. I like my OnePlus 7T. I'll keep it until T-Mobile gets the 5G thing right. Can't disagree with you there. Verizon gets 22 in my area with 2 bars. That's not bad. It's usable. What's up? What's up? Oh, man, it just jumped. Where'd we go? Sprint is good here in Grand Prairie, Texas. CLR stands for cellular bands. Band 5. Okay. Road tripping. Nice. Enjoy the trip. Apple Watch said left wing today because they turned my data off. Dang. They just cut you off, bro. That sucks, man. Just the wording, same as AWS. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotta love the terminology. Hey, anyone know why the $75 AT&T prepaid plan does not have Wi-Fi calling? Anyone we can reach out to. So ABO7USON. I will tell you this. If you want full access to the AT&T network with all of its features and yummy goodness, you need postpaid service. And you also, I highly recommend getting an AT&T branded phone because they will literally probably shut you out unless you roll with an iPhone. So my recommendation to you is that. The fault of T-Mobile and Sprint CEOs, the merger has taken so long. They did dishonest things during the FCC review. Now we have no reason to trust them. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, man. LG V60 from T-Mobile live on YouTube. Yeah, I don't watch those things. Cool phone, though. I'm a fan. The homie Jamil, thank you for the super chat, bro. Salamat, Habibi. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. And glad you could stop by tonight. I know you got your wrench. Knock somebody's head off if you need to. SMT, if California's utility commission decides against the merger, will all of the TBD commission? Well, that's up to T, as you call them. If I was T-Mobile, I would completely shut down the network in California, like completely, and live with the results. I think they'll be knocking at your door. OnePlus is going live March 10th. Okay, so that'll be the OnePlus 8 event, I'm guessing, my captain, my king. My house is made of concrete blocks and plaster. I figured, Roman, like, you probably need Wi-Fi calling, man. North Miami, Florida. Gotcha. Simple Mobile. Wing is playing the old H2O data games. I need an unlocked Verizon phone and one of their nano SIMs to try it out prepaid. It's probably pretty good. Indeed, sir. The planet Earth has Verizon AT&T. Bro, he was tripping today on his live streams, bro. He's been going off about the whole thing that's been going on for the last couple of weeks. I have postpaid T-Mobile. I will always be postpaid. Can't argue there, man. The full access of the network's always the best. The merger, do you figure T-Mobile will backpedal about creating jobs with them having to close Sprint stores and having to replace employees? David, I think there's going to be job cuts. I think there's going to be job losses initially. I mean, eventually, I think a lot of them the jobs will come back. I don't know if it'll be the same people, but the jobs should return. I just don't know how many of them. and what that's going to look like. Let him know he's bilingual. Yeah, man, I got a little Spanish, I'm I do what I do, try to be Mr. International. Yeah, Shan. G Magic 6. How much for you to put tinfoil wrap on your head for 5G protection? I'm going to have to hit up Alex Jones on that, man. I'm going to have to do that. Always prepaid all the way. Well, that's a good, affordable way to get access. AT&T will be under new management. Kinda. I mean, there are a lot of pre-existing, Where am I at here? Using the total wireless instead of AT&T, I have 3 lines, 60 gigs shared for 82. 3 lines? Each one getting 20, kinda? Is that the situation? That's pretty good, man. $82 for 3 lines. I'm paying like $250 for 7 lines. So you're doing pretty good. Pretty good. Mr. 305, man. I'm Mr. Sneed, man. I ain't gotta be no 305. Man. That's what's the name? Pitbull, man. Rayz Mobile Carrier News. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Appreciate you very much. Unlocking my Note 10 Plus 5G, using it on Metro in a few days. That'll probably save you some money as opposed to the postpaid. I wonder if what the priority is like over there in your market. I forget what your market is too. Maybe you've told me before, but I'm not sure. Okay, so we got that super chat. Does Metro have good coverage? I mean, it's the same coverage as T-Mobile. I don't know about the priority and the capacity, though. Rayz Mobile Carrier News. Super chat. Yeah, I got it. Tinfoil hats off to the millimeter wave 5G. You guys are funny. All right. My goal actually was to just be on here for like 30 minutes, but you guys have had me on here for almost an hour. I think we'll we're cooking right now, but we got 122 in the live. Appreciate you guys being here. If you could, please like the video and share it. That would be great. Share it to your favorite social media. That would be awesome. Big shout out to those watching in the replay. Big shout out to the replay crew. Actually, I think I'm going to wrap things up here. Like I said, I was only supposed to be on here for 30 or so minutes. We're now up to approaching an hour. So, if you're just coming in recently, you didn't hear the beginning, then, go ahead and, watch it on replay. It'll be posting shortly. And, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you. Appreciate you being here, My Daily Side. Again, check out the links in the description box for all things going on with the SMT Nation. We've got the Patreon page, $1, $2, and $3 tiers. We got the Twitter handle. We got the second channel. We got the Megadon.net invite code. Check out those things. Help support the SMT channel. And, we've got awesome content up and coming. So if you just joined us, maybe this is your first time here, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload from the SMT. And what I'll do is, now that this is going to be on replay, I'll put some links to other videos for you guys to watch. And, thank you for supporting me. And thank you to everybody who provided super chats. Thank you guys so much. We'll definitely be going live Friday. Might do something tomorrow in terms of like a Sneed Mobile live stream. Maybe a live stream from the car or something like that. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you guys for being here. Please share it. Help me out. That's awesome. And thank you again for all the super chats and the kind words and donations. And appreciate you guys very much. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. Whenever you're watching this, take it easy, and we'll catch you guys on the next live stream in the next video. Peace.